From letting hosts know how to do their job.
You can't make a joke of it.
That's so
mean.
To calling them out on live TV.
Aren't you supposed to let people talk on the show?
Here are all the times celebrities humiliated hosts on their own shows. Starting with Jane Fonda, who wasn't having it when Megyn Kelly brought up plastic surgery during an interview on Megyn Kelly Today, a segment where she was supposed to talk about her new film, Our Souls at Night.
Why did you say, I read that you said you're not proud to admit that you've had work done. Why not?
With just one glare and a perfectly timed redirect, Jane shut it down and brought the conversation right back to where it belonged.
We really want to talk about that now? Let me tell you why I love this movie that we did, Our Souls at Night, rather than plastic surgery.
Back to that, huh?
Jane knew how to shut down a host with grace and steel, but Chris Christie took public clapbacks to a new level when he appeared on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon.
So we go on the boat. We think we're just going out for a boat ride. Well, all of a sudden we pull into the dock in Wolfboro. He's like, okay, let's go for ice cream. All right. So we get off the boat.
But what Christie did next made sure Fallon stayed in his lane.
First of all, you weren't like, all right. You were like, yeah! Good night, everybody.
And then there was the time David Letterman crossed a line with Lindsay Lohan, grilling her about rehab during what was supposed to be a lighthearted interview.
Aren't you supposed to be in rehab now?
Lohan, clearly caught off guard, kept her composure, but the discomfort was written all over her face.
I've gone through a lot in life, and I'm looking forward to actually just taking time for me.
And then she finally clapped back.
You can't make a joke of it.
That's so
mean.
I'm not joking.
No, you're not doing that. We're not doing that.
If Lindsay Lohan handled invasive questions with quiet composure during her Today Show interview, Sandra Bullock found herself dodging Matt Lauer's repeated questions about her nude scene and the proposal.
The major thing that's changed since you were here last?
Yes.
I have now seen you naked. You're naked for most of this movie.
I'm an actor. It's not really me. It was a character doing it.
Yeah.
It's not really me.
After a few too many times, she snapped back.
I watched it last night. It is a lot of fun. Did I mention you have a nude scene in this movie?
Pretty much from the time you opened your mouth.
Time?
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock. Come back more often.
No, not after this interview.
Sandra Bullock was not the only Hollywood actress who had an excruciatingly painful interview experience with Matt Lauer. While promoting Les Miserables, Anne Hathaway appeared on The Today Show, just days after an unfortunate paparazzi incident.
Let's just get it out of the way. You had a little wardrobe malfunction the other night. What's the lesson learned from something like that, other than that you keep smiling, which you always do?
Hathaway came back with poise and precision to shut him down.
It kind of made me sad on two accounts. One was that I was very sad that we live in an age when someone takes a picture of another person in a vulnerable moment, and rather than delete it and do the decent thing, sells it. So let's get back to Les Mis.
But Cara Delevingne found herself in a moment so awkward, it took an entire couch of guests to help her out on the Graham Norton show.
Having sex on a plane. But you were doing it, and then a man was
My
watching
father
you.
is here, by the way. Sorry, Dad.
But Graham couldn't let it go, circling back to the topic again and again.
You were having and someone was watching you.
Yeah.
The pilot.
No, we weren't.
They weren't in the toilet.
It was me. Sorry. Why are you telling everyone now? Sorry. I'm sorry.
It was one of those classic talk show moments where the guest didn't just need quick wit, but a backup squad. But the same can't be said for Michelle Obama, because when she went shopping with Ellen DeGeneres, she had to face the chaos solo.
They called you Michelle before the First Lady? Yes. Okay, Shelley. We're going to call her Shelley.
Ellen didn't just get in the way, she mocked Michelle and managed to make grocery shopping feel like a sitcom.
Michelle, what kind of cream do you need for that rash that you were telling me about? The rash? What about my rash? For a rash that Shelley has.
Eventually, the former First Lady had had enough and gave Ellen a taste of her own medicine.
You know, you're really annoying. It's like taking a 3-year-old to the store.
But comedian Hassan Minhaj had to deal with her mispronouncing his name on national television.
And it's Hassan Minhaj. Yes.
No.
Really?
Well, my name is Hassan Minhaj.
But instead of making it awkward, he did what he does best, turning it into comedy with a message.
If you can pronounce Ansel Elgort, you can pronounce Hassan Minhaj. There's an actor just named Ansel Elgort, and we all just walk around pronouncing it. At Starbucks, I just go by Timothy Chalamet. And they usually do it right with they're like Timothy with 2 E's, and I'm like, yeah, that's me.
On the other hand, comedian Aziz Ansari faced a whole different kind of awkward, one that had everything to do with race when he appeared on The Late Show.
You've talked about the
not enough people of color, minorities represented on television. Is having you on my show, does that count at all?
With his signature dry wit and biting sarcasm, Aziz didn't hesitate to roast the entire network.
It's really diverse right now. It's
right
like 50% diverse.
50% of the people on TV are not.
This is like an all-time high for CBS.
Yeah.
But Joan Rivers brought her trademark fire to a 2014 CNN interview, meant to promote her book, Diary of a Mad Diva.
But they also know that you have some shock value to you. I mean, on the cover of your book, you're wearing a fur, and you knew that there would probably be animal rights activists.
You know, this whole interview is becoming a defensive interview.
No!
Are you wearing leather shoes?
Yes!
Shut up.
I'm talking.
When the conversation shifted from her work to critiques of her fashion choices, things quickly went south.
You're wearing fur. You're wearing leather shoes.
I'm not an activist, but I'm saying
You're eating chicken. You're eating meat. I don't want to hear this nonsense. Come to me with a paper belt, and I'll talk to you.
But you did hear it in some of those press conferences. There were people who were upset, and you're just saying,
no, I'm going.
And if Joan showed that even comedians have their breaking point, Dolly Parton proved you don't need to raise your voice to rise above, when she faced condescending questions about her looks by Barbara Walters in 1977.
Dolly, where I come from, would I have called you a hillbilly? Dolly, did you look like this when you were a kid? Is it all you? You don't have to look like this. You're very beautiful. You don't have to wear the blonde wigs. You don't have to wear the extreme clothes, right?
And on it went, but Dolly answered everyone with grace, wit, and unapologetic self-love.
No, it's certainly a choice. I don't like to be like everybody else. I've often made this statement that I would never stoop so low as to be fashionable. That's the easiest thing in the world to do. So I just decided that I would do something that would at least get the attention. Once they got past the shock of the ridiculous way I looked and all that, then they would see there was parts of me to be appreciated. I'm very real where it counts, and that's inside, and as far as my outlook on life and the way I care about people and the way I care about myself and the things that I care about. But I just chose to do this, and show business is a money-making joke, and I just always liked telling jokes.
However, Carmen Carrera chose a more direct route, shutting things down bluntly when she appeared on Katie Couric's show.
Your private parts are different now, aren't they?
I don't want to talk about it because it's really personal. And I don't know. I'd rather talk about my modeling stuff. I'd rather talk about being in W and being, maybe in Italian Vogue and doing fun stuff and showing people that after the transition, there's still life to live. There's still, I still have my career goals. I still have my family goals. I want to have kids. I want to have more kids. I want to focus on that rather than what's down here, because that's been spoken about so many times.
While Carmen Carrera didn't hesitate to call out inappropriate questions, Margaret Qualley chose a different tactic. She let the chaos unfold and handled it all with calm charm when she appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live, probably expecting to talk about her breakout role or rising career.
Your feet are prominently featured in the movie?
They're very prominent, unfortunately.
Instead, Kimmel ran through a bizarre checklist.
Does your father live in Panama?
He even made her feel small with offhand remarks.
All of your scenes pretty much are with Brad Pitt. And you've seen his work.
Brad?
He's very popular.
Yeah.
And is that intimidating to you? Does that feel odd to be in?
And to top it all off, he hit her with the weirdest question about the most ordinary part of life.
I think we can say you play a member of the Manson family.
I do.
A hippie.
Yes.
You have armpit hair. Is that your real armpit hair, or is it like little wigs there in the inside?
But Margaret didn't miss a beat. With effortless grace, she laughed, played along, and kept her cool.
No, I can really, I guess, grow a lot of them.
But Cher served hers with sass, sparkle, and a side of sting when she sat across from David Letterman.
You smell terrific. You really smell great. Do you mind if I ask you?
Is this as good as it gets?
What started as charming banter quickly veered into awkward territory.
No, actually, I don't know, because I thought that I would never want to do this show with you.
Now, why?
Cher clapped back with the kind of effortless bite only she could deliver.
Now, let's explore this a little. Why? Because you thought I was
an ass.
But Jerry Seinfeld didn't even need to raise his voice to set the record straight when Larry King casually asked if Seinfeld was canceled.
I went off the air. I was the #1 show on television, Larry. Do you know who I am?
Jewish guy, Brooklyn.
Yes.
Okay.
75 million viewers. Last episode.
It wasn't angry. It wasn't loud. It was just Seinfeld.
Don't take it so bad.
Well, that's a big difference between being canceled and being #1.
Okay, I'm sorry. We'll be right back.
Jeez.
Jerry made a correction sound like a punchline, but Angelina Jolie took a far more pointed approach. When she sat across from Jay Leno, she used the moment to set the record straight.
You know, the thing is, and I've been, excuse me, I've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
Anybody here, you know, when somebody says stuff about your family, it's just not okay. And my mom's been just not okay about the stuff about me and my brother. Just for me, do me a favor. And read these things that you've said.
I've said? Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see. What's a good one here?
I highlighted the two that she really appreciated and made her sick.
Oh, here we go. Okay, here we are. Okay, this is the one about, the movie Gladiator. #1 movie. You know the subplot, if you've seen it. One of the subplots of the movie is that one of the main characters wants to sleep with his sister. In fact, today, Angelina Jolie called it the feel-good movie of the year. Now, it's not a bad, it's kind of a silly joke. No, you didn't. All right, what else we got here? Oh, you know how Billy Bob knew Angelina was attracted to him? Because she said he was like a brother to her.
On the other hand, Zendaya showed that sometimes a burn wrapped in charm hits even harder. When she appeared on The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon couldn't manage a simple boomerang, but still had the nerve to question Zendaya's skills. She didn't hold back.
Okay?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that good? Am I framed up?
I'm the millennial, I got it.
However, nobody serves truth quite like Dakota Johnson did on The Ellen DeGeneres Show. When Ellen tried to call her out for not inviting her to a birthday party, Dakota didn't flinch.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited. Last time I was on the show, last year, you gave me a bunch of about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited.
And she didn't take it lightly when Jimmy kept interrupting her as she tried to tell the story.
Aren't you supposed to let people talk on the show?